Now that we've added inventory, we can go ahead and create an order. I'm going to click on the orders icon up here in the upper left-hand corner. And then I'm going to see that I don't have any orders created yet. To create my first order, I click on the plus sign over here on the left-hand side. It's going to create an order for me that's going to have the event date, the client name, the invoice number, and the status. Over here on the right-hand side, the information about this particular order comes up. If I click on edit, I can start to make changes. The first thing to do is choose whether the invoice type is going to be for a delivery or a will call order. We're going to choose the delivery. We're going to choose the status. Since we're just creating it, it's going to be a proposal. I'm going to start by inputting the event date. I'm going to click here on the month, and this event is going to be on the 1st of January 2013, starting at 10 a.m. The rest of my date fields here get pre-populated. So I'm going to go in and make some changes here. The delivery window is going to start on the 1st of January at 8 a.m. So our crew can deliver the pieces between 8 a.m. and 9 a.m. And then the event is going to end at 5 p.m. So our crew can pick up the pieces between 5 p.m. and 7 p.m. Then we're going to enter the off-the-shelf time here. To better understand this concept, you might want to check out the illustrated version we have on the RW Elephant blog. If the event starts in the middle of the day and ends in the evening, you'll deliver it in the morning, so the delivery window starts early and ends before the event starts, and then the return starts and ends. But the item is going to be off the shelf for longer than that time. Basically, you're going to take the item off the shelf and pack it on your truck, or perhaps you need to put it in a staging area. And that's when you're going to set the off-the-shelf time to be. And then the restock time is going to be the time when it gets back on the shelf, the time when it's available for another order. So in our situation, you're going to see the event starts at 10 a.m., but the delivery starts at 8 a.m. The delivery is about an hour away, and it's going to take us 30 minutes to pack the truck. So we're actually going to say that the item is coming off the shelf around 6 a.m. And then the restock time is going to be sometime after it returns. So the return window ends at 7 p.m. Once they pack the truck and bring it back and unload it, let's call that 10 p.m. And we're going to give ourselves a little cushion here, just so we make sure not to double book the item. And then this expiration date, it's already going to be preset based on the information I have in my account. Here you can see that in my account I have my orders set to expire 14 days after I create them. I can always change that to be 7 days or 10 days, but my default is going to be 14 here for my company. So once I'm back in my order, you can see that the expiration date is the 1st of December 2012 at 4:44 p.m. I can always change this. Say I want them to have less time or more time. I'm going to say they can go ahead and have till the 10th to make their decision at 5 p.m. And this expiration date is going to show up on the PDF order that you send to your client. So it's important in that way. And also, if in your account you have your order set to auto cancel, your order will turn from a proposal to canceled. So after I've set my expiration time or left it as the default, I'm then going to enter my client. And if I have a client here that is a brand new client, say it's Jane Smith, I can go ahead and click on Add New Contact. And then she's going to be able to be created in my HighRise account. She's a person, not a company. So I'm going to choose person. And then I'm going to enter her information. Jane Smith. The phone number is going to be 555-555-5555. And we're going to choose that as her mobile number. We're going to have her email entered here. And then we're also going to include her address. And we're going to save it. So once you've entered Jane Smith, then you can go ahead and enter a venue. We're going to say it's going to happen at XYZ company. The coordinator's name is going to be Jackson Doe, and the on-site contact is going to be Jackson Doe as well. Just so we're clear here, this coordinator is going to be somebody like a coordinator or a florist or another person who maybe referred the business to you and who's a secondary contact for the order. Perhaps if you don't have coordinators in your line of work, you could use this just as a secondary contact line. The on-site contact is the person who will be at the place where the delivery is taking place. So for instance, if Jackson Doe's assistant is going to be there or someone else, then you'll want to use that person that your crew will call if they're running late or look for once they get on site. Down here, you can see we have this note section. We can add a note about this order saying bride's name is Susie. And I can also make an internal note, something the client won't see. So you can say extra TLC client, and then you can save the order up in this upper right-hand corner. Once you save the order and you click on edit again, you can see that you can choose different phone numbers or email addresses for each of these people. For instance, if Jackson Doe has 2 different email addresses, or maybe he has a work and a mobile number, and you want the mobile number to show up as the on-site contact, that's what you would choose here. So anything you've entered into HighRise will be available here. So then once we've added all that information about the event, we can click on the Line Items tab to start adding inventory to our order right now here. The first thing we're going to want to add is some chairs. So over here on the left, we're going to click on chairs out of the inventory. And you can see it's going to list all our chairs on the lower left-hand side. I'm going to add some Horton chairs and some Lucy chairs to my order. Also, I'm going to click on all inventory. And I've decided something else I want to add would be a couch. I obviously could choose couches from this list up here, but maybe I want to search by something else, perhaps by a color, or perhaps by a tag that we've used. And so I'm going to search by couch here, and I'm going to add some couches. So you can see that I just click on the item and drag it and drop it onto the order itself in order to add these items to the order. And then I can go back and change the quantities. So for instance, if I don't need 25 of these, I double click on the quantity and I can change it to whatever number I want as long as it's less than 25. I don't need 8,000 of these, I just need 20. And down here with the 5, I just need 3. So you can see now that the unit price has remained constant, but the line item price has changed. You can see that the total is changing as well down here. You have the subtotal, the tax, and the grand total. Over here on the left, you see the Invoices Taxable tick box. If it's ticked as it is right now, their sales tax is going to be calculated on all these items. If you untick the box, it won't calculate sales tax. So if you saved it with the box ticked, then you'd see that the tax goes away. And if you edit it again and tick the box, then the sales tax will reappear. You might have a situation where you have a catering company that's renting from you and they're going to re-rent it to their client, in which case they don't want you to collect sales tax from them. They're going to collect it from their client. So you might say that the invoice isn't taxable, and then you would enter in their seller's permit ID or something like that. Another thing to think about here in the line items is that you can change the quantities here. You can also change the price. So if you decide, oh, for this client, I'm going to charge actually $12 each. Again, you just double click and then change the amount. Then your line item price would be recalculated. Another thing to think about is that you can offer a different price if they're ordering a particular quantity. So say, maybe they're 1 for 200 or 3 for 500. And you can change the line item price. And so the unit price will stay the same, but the line item price will be changed. If you do go in and do any kind of editing, this line item price or the unit price is going to default back to the original price. So you'll need to keep an eye on that if you're making lots of changes. And if you do need to delete an item, there are 2 different ways to do it. You can come in here and click on the quantity, enter 0, and the item will disappear. You can also select multiple items at once using the Shift key, or if you want to select items that aren't sequential, you can use the Command key. And then you can use this Delete Selected Items button down here. One other thing we're going to think about when we're thinking about this order is that we want to add a delivery fee. So in addition to our inventory, these chairs that are being delivered, I'm going to add a delivery fee. And in the state of California, because our company is offering the delivery in-house, we are going to need to charge tax. So I'm going to take my taxable delivery fee and drag it onto my order. And you can see that the quantity is 100. I don't need it to be 100. In fact, I want it to just be 1. So I'll change that to 1. and then I'll enter a unit price. In this case, we're going to charge $50 to deliver these chairs, and you can see that that comes over onto the line item price as well. It adds to the subtotal and the sales tax gets generated. So then I'm going to go ahead and save this order. And at this point, I'm going to want to send it to my client. The best way to do that is to generate a PDF of the order that I can either email or print out and mail to my client. And I do that by clicking on the report button up here in the upper right-hand corner. You can see that our little abacus with the elephant comes up while it's generating the report. And here you can see the PDF that's generated from the order that we created. It has all the event info up here. It's got the header information that we filled in from our company info, has our logo on it, has that note that we created, but the internal note is not on here for the client to see. You can see our terms on the left, payment information on the right here, and then the line items down here. You can see that we have the chair as well as the delivery. We've got all our information here about the taxable subtotal, the sales tax, any non-taxable items that are added, the total here, and you can also see the balance. Over here on the left, you're going to see the order status is a proposal. It's not a confirmed order yet. And the proposal is going to expire on the 10th of December because that's what we set as the expiration date. Also, the deposit required to confirm the order is $302.50. And that's because we set our deposit amount to be 50%. We did that in the company info tab in the accounts section. If we scroll down, you can see we also have a second page here. So it will have pictures for all of the items included on this invoice, as well as the quantity next to that. If you haven't entered photos for the items in your inventory, you're going to get a picture that says no image available. I'm working in Safari today. In order to save this PDF, I'm going to mouse over the bottom here and click on this button. My PDF shows up here, and then I can go ahead and save it wherever I want to on my computer. Or I can print it out right now, or I can do whatever I need to with it. I can send it over to my client, and they can sign it and fill in their payment information and send it back to me. We hope you'll check out the other resources we have available at RW Elephant. Visit the website at rwelephant.com. Check out the help site for forums, community interaction, and answers to your questions on the spot. And you can also view the next video to get the most out of your RW Elephant account.